Okay, imagine this. You're in love, your relationship is pretty solid, except for one problem. Your boyfriend has a best friend who happens to be a woman, and she absolutely hates you. She's stirring up drama, and suddenly you're questioning where you stand. What do you even do in that situation? Like today we are diving in some of the messiest Reddit relationship stories, from best friend drama tearing couples apart to a marriage ruined by a viral social media trend, guys. That story is probably my favorite out of all of them. And even a bride and groom clashing over whether alcohol should be banned at their wedding. These stories are wild, emotional, and guaranteed to make you ask yourself, what would I do if this were me? Welcome back to Muted Mirrors. I am Bree. I'm going to be your host for today. And these stories, you guys, I don't even know what to say. Like, some of them was just bizarre, honey. Because why? You know what? Come on, let's just get into it. Let's start with the wife who got in on this social media trend, and her husband was absolutely not up for it. He was not for no games. He said, listen, it's good, whatever. The story goes like this. My husband and I have been married for 4 years now. I truly do love him with everything I have. I just can't see a life without him. I took some stupid advice from some of my girlfriends regarding a joke that they have done with their husbands or boyfriends. The joke is basically telling your partner you want to break up or that you want a divorce. I never wanted to do it. I thought it was cruel to do, especially to someone you love, but I was convinced after they kept pestering me about it. They further convinced me about it when they told me the reactions their partners had afterwards. So obviously their partners had an okay reaction. They need to check their resume because baby, maybe your man was just like, girl, thank you. I'm so happy you finally said something. Okay, but anyway, so I did it last week and my husband's reaction wasn't what I thought it'd be. I honestly thought he would try and talk to me or beg or make suggestions like my friend's partner had done, but he didn't. We had dinner and was watching a movie when I told him I'm not happy anymore and I think we should get a divorce. He looked at me for a couple of seconds and I swear I looked like it looked like something had broken his eyes. He got up, walked into our bedroom, and within 10 minutes, 10 minutes, y'all. He said, play with your mama, don't play with me. 10 minutes, he came out with a bag and walked out of the house without saying a word. I tried to stop him, especially after seeing him with his bags packed. Oh, this not funny, y'all. She is so sad. And told him it was just a joke and I didn't mean it. But he basically just brushed me off and walked out. I tried to get a hold of him, messages, calls, emails. Emails. Listen, girl, you should have sent him a cash out. Send him $1 and put the message in the memo. Hello? Video chats, but he isn't answering me at all. I talked to his friends, but none of them want to tell me where he is. I went to his work, but they refused me entry into the building. Girl, you know you messed up when he tell his job. Don't let that girl up in here. I done had it with her. She called herself trying to be funny, and I got the last laugh, honey. Okay, I have tried his parents, but they don't want to get involved, as they should. As they shouldn't, because honestly, you hurt their son playing this little stupid game. I understand it's just a game or it's just a joke or whatever, but some people are traumatized by certain things, and I feel like people need to be a lot more sensitive to other people's feelings. Like, you don't know if he's dealt with abandonment issues as a child. You don't know what he's dealt with as a child. So to even play in his face like that, yeah, his parents should have been like, absolutely not. Anyway, the only messages I got back from his sister telling me, joke or not, I messed up. I have sent too many messages about it being a joke and even screenshot of my conversation with my girlfriends about the joke as proof that it was just a joke and that I'm not backtracking all of a sudden, but nothing. My friends didn't have any real advice because they're not real friends. Face it, your friends suck. Because if you already had told them, like, no, I'm okay, I don't want to do it, they should have just left it at that and not tried to pressure you into doing something you didn't feel comfortable with doing. And then for them not to even have any advice for you, no real answer, no nothing. Like, no, my homegirls better pop out. Listen, y'all better go get my man. Listen, y'all better come up with some ideas. Let's get him a vacation. Let's come together, put our coin together, because y'all the reason for the season. Okay, don't play. Nah, y'all be up in that mall finding my man something nice to wear. I'm gonna plan the dinner. Y'all better be all in attendance, honey. We gonna throw him a little surprise, something. But anyway, they ain't had no real advice for her and told me to just give him time and that he will get over it. That's the worst thing you could tell somebody. But anyway, Everything came down on me yesterday when I was served with actual divorce papers. Divorce papers. Oh, he said don't play with him. That's what he said. Flat out. Don't play with me. It felt like someone slapped me in the face and hit me and continued to hit me. I bet it did. It's as it should. I was and still am in so much pain. I frantically tried to get a hold of him, but all I got back was he has nothing to say and I should talk to his lawyer. How can I get the man I love back? I don't want to lose him. I made a stupid joke. I know that, and now it's breaking my world apart. Listen, to be honest, if I'm being 100% honest, it sounds like he was waiting for that moment. Maybe he wasn't 100% happy because, like you said, it was just a joke. Now, I do want to say that some people, they don't handle certain things or certain conversations very well. But for his reaction to be as extreme as it was, no reconciliation, no let's go to counseling, no opening up, telling you, like, hey, you know what? I've been feeling some type of way about this marriage too, or, he didn't even try. I feel like maybe he was ready to go. Maybe he had one foot in and one foot out already. And with this joke, with this little social media trend that you involved yourself in because you did not have to do it and you are a grown woman, you should have told your friends, no, I don't feel comfortable playing with my man like that. Y'all can play with y'all men like that, but I don't play with men like that, okay? And you could have just left it at that. But since you did go ahead and do the little trend, it kind of seems like you know that saying where they say, everything happens for a reason? I feel like this was one of those situations where everything literally happened for a reason. The things that he's maybe holding in, he didn't feel comfortable talking to you about, those might be the deal breakers to why he served the divorce papers. It sounds like he had already given up and he was just waiting for the right time to leave. And when you did that, it kind of opened the door for him to go. What I would suggest is go to counseling on your own and start working with a therapist and I know some people don't like therapy, but once you find the right therapist, I feel like it is very beneficial. I would definitely seek counseling, therapy, whatever, to help me to figure out what it is inside of me that people please. You should not have felt the need to do that in that moment just because your friend said that you should, even though you felt uncomfortable with it. So I would kind of actually go seek a little bit of, guidance from a therapist, counselor, or something like that, and just continue working on myself. Because one thing about it, if a man doesn't want you, he's not going to come back. Period. He's gone, he's gone. And there's really nothing you can do about that. He has the right to make his decision whether he wants to stay or go. And if he chooses to go, then there's literally nothing you can do. Any effort after this would basically be you being desperate, and no man likes that. What you should do is go ahead and move. I'm not saying move on as like go find another man, but I would definitely start working on myself and just focus on bettering you. That's one thing women do really good. Once we get over that heartbreak, honey, we outside, baby. We not even listen, we not even finna sit here and continue trying to chase you down. You wanna go, go. There's nothing you can do about that. So that's what I would recommend. I feel so sorry for you, girl, but you knew you was wrong. Okay. Now you knew doggone well that man wasn't for none of that. He said, girl, listen, the fact that he had his backpack in 10 minutes. Ooh, y'all. That man had his backpack in 10 minutes, child. Ooh, stop playing with him. Ain't one of them. Okay, come on, y'all. Let's move on. We going on to the wedding. Let's move on to the wedding because I just gotta know how alcohol came in between you and your man. I just have to know this. Okay. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years and we are planning to get engaged within the next 6 months. Okay, so y'all not even engaged yet and y'all already planning the wedding. I like that. I like that. He's on top of things. We started having conversations about our wedding about a year into our relationship. And as things are getting closer, more discussions are occurring and we have come to the point of contention. So when my boyfriend and I first met, we used to have drinks together, cocktails on dates, wine when relaxing at home, shots went out at the bar, pretty much normal stuff for people who drink. About a year into the relationship, my boyfriend decided he didn't really want to drink much anymore, which I respected. He said he was happy for me to continue if I wanted to, but I kind of reduced my drinking because I didn't feel very nice drinking on my own. I would still get a drink every once in a while, but only on occasions. Recently, while having a conversation about our wedding, I brought up the fact that he's reduced his drinking and asked if the wedding day would be an exception, as I had a special bottle of champagne that I've been saving just for us on the day. Okay, okay, saving it. Okay, clock it. Initially, he said he would have a glass or two with me as we were celebrating, but then later on that evening, he changed his mind. He said he doesn't want to drink at all anymore because it doesn't align with his values, which was new to me. How is that new to you when he just said he didn't want? Girl, you already knew he wasn't trying to drink because why would you ask him if you? Well, how was that new to you, Bookie? You just said the man said he wasn't drinking, but he'll, he cool if you do it. Anywho. Initially, I was okay with it, but I started questioning him because this is a value he never mentioned, and his actions previously did not align with this. Y'all, she finna make me mad. Don't get me wrong, everyone is entitled to change and develop as a person, so that's not the issue. The real issue is that he is saying that since he now doesn't want to drink, he doesn't want us serving alcohol at the wedding at all. Not only that, he does not want alcohol in his household. For me, this is an issue because the way I have been brought up, alcohol is virtually ingrained into celebrations, and I definitely enjoy a good glass of wine to unwind at the weekend. I have a very healthy relationship with alcohol, and so do the people around me. My upbringing also sets standards about how to host and serve my guests, but his upbringing is different. He's saying that his morals, values, issue, whatever, to not drink alcohol is based on his upbringing and religion, which is Christianity, and that he has had this value from day one. Of course, the Bible has many passages about drunkenness and overconsumption of alcohol and how it's wrong, but there are also so many about enjoying wine, drinking, and being merry. And ultimately, Jesus turned water into wine at the wedding. Rocket! Sister said, what? Hold on, because why Jesus was turning water into wine? Okay, she got a point there. She clocked his teeth like, what? Anyway, I asked him if it was an issue where some of his guests have problems with alcohol, and he said that it isn't the case. So I tried to discuss a compromise whereby his guests can be served only non alcoholic beverages, while my guests can choose to have alcoholic beverages if they please. But he said he isn't willing to compromise, which is quite hurtful because I am being blindsided by this value in the first place, and compromise is important in a marriage. I have gotten to the point where I am questioning our relationship as a whole. There are things he has blindsided me with that go against the standards that I have for myself and my relationship, but individually, each one seemed a bit too small to break up over. I feel like the fact that he isn't willing to compromise comes from a place of control, especially because this is a bride's special day. Okay. Shouldn't making me happy be important to him? There are things he's done that makes me feel like he's controlling, and he has controlling tendencies. But once again, individually, each occurrence can be explained away or is too minor to end a relationship over. Makes me feel like I don't even know him anymore. Especially because at the start of the relationship, I made sure to discuss our values and learn as much as I could about him. Feels like this is the tip of the iceberg of incompatibility. I don't know. I just need opinions. Ooh, this is lots to unpack, girl. Okay, so this is the problem. First of all, it's not just the bride's special day. It's you both. It's the both of you. It's you guys' special day. However, I completely agree with you on feeling like, okay, maybe you guys aren't as compatible. And my opinion comes from what you said about this happening more than once, where he kind of switches up or he has controlling tendencies. Always pay attention to the small signs because those small signs get bigger as you guys go. The fact that you were a year in when you guys decided to start planning marriage or talking about marriage. I mean, a year isn't too soon, but a year can be, it depends on the person. It really depends on the person. If you notice that he's starting to switch up more and he's having these controlling tendencies and you guys are only maybe a year and a half in, then I would definitely take those things into consideration. The fact that he doesn't want alcohol at the wedding, that could be, and like you said, a lot of things were too small, so you kind of explained them away. I get it. So the alcohol thing is one of those, another occurrence where it's small, so you could kind of explain it away. Like, okay, well, maybe he just wants to be able to enjoy the moment. He doesn't want to deal with like drunk people. You can't really say that no one's going to get drunk because, I mean, people have different alcohol tolerance levels. So you can't really say whether they're going to get drunk or not. So I 100% agree that it can be explained away. However, if you are the one that has to make the most compromises already, he's not willing to compromise being none of that. He didn't say, okay, with just no hard liquor, maybe let's have everybody on a 2 drink maximum so people are not getting too drunk. Like, it could have been where he compromised a bit on that because, like you said, it is you guys' special day. And like you said, Jesus did turn that water into wine, baby. Clock it. Clock it. So I get that. And just because he doesn't want to drink doesn't mean that everybody else doesn't want to drink. So I do agree he does have some controlling. It seems like he has some controlling issues there. And I would definitely take that into consideration. Like maybe hold off on the wedding for another year and see what else comes out because it sounds like he got tricks in the bag, honey. Before you know it, he'll be like, I can't have sex. How okay, that's what I want to maybe I'm all in y'all business. Maybe I'm all in y'all business. Cause I know he been trying to get some of that to the Wookie Wop Wop plan. Like, boy, so now let's say you just such a Christian, yo, what do I call here? Like, stop playing with me. Cause I know y'all been listen. Okay, maybe y'all have maybe I'm just all in y'all business, but people be picking and choosing, ain't it? Baby. They be picking and choosing when they want to be a Christian, which rules they want to follow as a Christian. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna drink, but I'm still gonna have sex before marriage. Like, excuse me. But anyway, I just don't know a man that'll go a whole year without getting him some. But maybe because I just, I've been in the world, child. I've been in the world. But yeah, I just can't, people be picking and choosing, yeah. Okay, but anyway, so let's get to the next story. Oh Lord, this boyfriend with this dog on. Ooh, he gonna make me mad. He gonna make me mad. And okay. I don't know if I'm being wildly unreasonable and jealous over this. I need some outside opinions. I have been with my boyfriend for 3 years and we share an apartment. He has a female friend. Her name is Nell. And they were friends for years before I came along. I had no issue with their closeness. I have male friends and I knew I'd be a hypocrite to leap to judgments. But at this point, I feel I'm justified in thinking the way that I do about her. The first time I met her, it was extremely obvious Nell didn't like me. She came into the bar all excited to see my boyfriend. Before noticing me, her entire demeanor changed. She shook my hand and dug her nails. Hold on. Dug her nails into my skin before ignoring me for the rest of the night. She even seemed upset at one point that I took the seat beside my boyfriend and quietly left halfway through the event without saying goodbye. So it's safe to say my first impression of her wasn't good, but I tried to reason with myself that not everyone gets along and I don't need to be friends with my boyfriend's friends. However, as time passed, it became really clear Nell's attitude towards me wasn't improving. She had a way of openly mocking me in front of groups of people, making side comments, or loudly joking about my voice or appearance. Oh, not a hater. Clock it. Not a hater. My boyfriend would stand there and say nothing. See, I knew he was going to make me mad, y'all. And after the fact, when I asked him about it, he said he hadn't noticed. I hate when dudes act like they just oblivious, like they just didn't even. What? She was flirting with me? I didn't even know. Like, boy, shut up, because now you over here lying. Okay. She also made a show of hugging him hello and goodbye and not me. Hmm. She would mix that kind of stuff in with smiles and basic politeness, so it was tough to articulate exactly what she'd done. I felt very much like I was back in high school. From that point on, I basically decided I didn't need to have someone like that in my life, so I just stopped going to things she was at. I haven't seen her in about a year. My boyfriend still sees her regularly and they text often. I'm now at the stage where I fully believe they've either dated in the past or have something going on now. I've tried gently bringing this up, but he denies they ever dated and makes me feel like I'm being jealous and bitter by asking. I end up suppressing those feelings before something brings them up again. I've reached the end of my tether with it. The final straw for me came the other day when my boyfriend left his phone open and I saw a text exchange between the two. Neil had sent him a heart emoji and my boyfriend had written something about how he was thinking of her. I know I should have said something then and there, but I felt numb and decided to go to bed. I'm trying to work out how to handle this. Is it possible nothing's going on here? It's something, mm, girl. It's something I've tried arguing in my head, but then something else pops up that makes me doubt it. Maybe friends do just send hearts, and I'm making this up because I don't care for Neil. I'm basically at a point where I feel he either has to tell me the truth and restrict contact with Neil, or else I don't feel like I can maintain the relationship. I feel constantly disrespected, and I want something to change, but don't know how to go about it. Any advice would be so welcome. Yeah. Sister girl. Baby, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Get up out of there. Get up out of there. Because one thing about it, a man that really loves and respects his woman, he won't even let his own mama disrespect his girl. So for the fact that you feel disrespected and he's acting like nothing's wrong, he does not value your feelings. He does not feel like he should have to compromise with you when it comes to another woman. And that's not okay. He should be willing to cut off anybody in the world if it comes to disrespecting his girl. Period. Period point blank. If he's not willing to handle the situation or he keeps brushing you off, oh, you're just being jealous. No, that's a man's excuse so that you'll allow him to continue doing whatever it is he want to do. Period. That's an excuse. It's nothing about being jealous or bitter. If you do not feel comfortable with something, that has nothing to do with you can be jealous. Okay, that's fine. You don't want no girl, all up on your man, hugging him and giving you the side eye. You could be jealous. That's fine. And what about it? See, the problem is people look down on people that has a little bit of jealousy there. But I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Even God is jealous. God is a jealous God. So who's to say why I can't be jealous? Okay, if the man above can be jealous, baby, let me get my tens. Watch out, because I don't want you hugging on my man, doing all that, and the women that do things like that are purposely trying to get under your skin. The fact that he doesn't see the problem is a problem in itself. What do you mean you don't see an issue? You sending heart emojis and oh, I'm thinking of you and all of this. They done did something together before. That is a deal breaker for me. If you cannot respect my boundaries and you allow someone to make me feel uncomfortable and you tell me that I'm wrong for being uncomfortable, that's not right. And I would definitely reconsider like the whole relationship. Is this the relationship that you want? Is this something that you want for yourself? Can you imagine being with someone for a long period of time? Could you imagine marrying this guy? Because if not, then it's time to move on if marriage is something that you're looking for. If you are the type that likes to be in long relationships or anything like that, you kind of wear your heart on your sleeve, do not date a guy like this because it won't get better. If he's already like pushing your feelings to the side after 3 years, you guys have been together for 3 years and he's not taking your feelings into consideration. I don't want to say this rudely, but you'll know when a man is truly in love with you. Now, I'm not saying a man is going to be perfect, but the way that he'll consider you, the way that he'll take your feelings into consideration, the way that he'll guard you and protect you, you'll know. So I feel as though maybe the love isn't as deep as it need to be after 3 years. I mean, come on. But maybe the love isn't as deep as it should be. And I would definitely take that into consideration. But yes, y'all, this was insanity. Yeah. What do y'all think about these? You know what? Honestly, my favorite one, it has to be the one when that lady did that joke on her man. Because what? The fact that he got up out of there, y'all, it just tickles me so bad. And I'm so wrong for that because I know that lady probably somewhere hurt. But yeah, so what do y'all think? I need to hear somebody else's opinion down in the comment section. Like, y'all have to tell me what y'all think about these stories. At least pick one. Tell me, what do you think? Am I tripping? Like, what is your advice to these people? If you could say anything, what would you say to these women, y'all? Because they are going through it. Oh my goodness. We do have another episode like this coming out sometime. It might end up coming out next week. Yeah, we might have to talk about the other ones next week, y'all, because I got a full schedule for y'all for this week. These stories are going to get so juicy. Like, our next episode. Okay, I'm not gonna tell y'all. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell y'all. I ain't gonna tell you. But for next week, I have some shorter stories, and these are gonna be the men, y'all. These gonna be the men needing advice from women about what they should do. And some of these stories, Yeah, it's so funny, but it's not funny because men, they don't really open up and be vulnerable like the way that these stories are. And it's like, oh my God, I feel so sorry. Yeah, some of these stories is crazy. But we gonna definitely get into it next week. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel, y'all, so that you will not miss any uploads. I got so much stuff in store. I have so many good episodes that I want you guys to listen to because this stuff gets wild, y'all. It gets so wild. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode, listening to the podcast. And my name is Bree. I am your host, and I will be back to see you guys on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Do not forget, we do upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you guys in the next video.